By default, Space Admin have access to certain built-in scripts in ScriptRunner for Confluence. These scripts can be accessed by going to Space Tools, Advanced Space Functionality, and they are located here. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can allow or restrict access to individual built-in scripts on a user, group, or space level. To access the settings to do this, go to General Configuration, scroll down to the ScriptRunner section, click on Settings, and you'll be taken to this area where you can modify the Space Admin built-in script permissions. By default, this is toggled off, which means that all your Space Admin have access to all the built-in scripts that's available to them. If you'd like to modify these default settings, you can toggle this on, which allows you to select or deselect which built-in scripts you want your Space Admin to have access to. So if everything is selected, then they have access to everything. If you just select these two, for example, add remove watches or bulk delete attachment versions, all Space Admin will only have access to these two built-in scripts. Settings on a global level mean that they apply to all Space Admin. If you like to apply permissions on a user, group, or space level, you can do this as well. Just go to the Add button. You can add spaces, for example, legal. You can add user groups, for example, power users. And you can add specific users, for example, Tim from legal. As you can see, they appear here now. It's worth noting that there is a hierarchy in terms of how the settings apply. User level settings overrule group level settings, which overrule space level settings, which overrule global settings. For example, for your global level settings, if you had all the scripts deselected, so no one has access to them, but for your user level, it was all selected. This would mean that Tim would have access to all the built-in scripts, despite the scripts not being available on a global level, i.e. to everybody, because user level settings overrule the global settings. The last thing I want to show you is how you can delete rows that you no longer need. If you scroll all the way to the right, there will be a cross here where you can delete any of the rows in question. As the last scenario, say we deleted the user row and also the space row. Now we're just left with the power users and the global settings. If you were to select all the built-in scripts for the power users group, but deselect copy space, this would mean that only the power users group would have access to built-in scripts on this instance, except for the copy space built-in script. If you'd like more examples and scenarios on how these permissions work, please refer to our documentation.